Zdravo, zdravo, kako se koveš, tako je ovo pa te vreme za naših nov sogovornik v muzička emisija Hard and Heavy. Znači, ekskluzivno samo za vas na televiziji Orbis v muzička emisija Hard and Heavy imаме вокалистот на Onslaught. Поточно ставаме збор за британците кои ни доаѓаат од Бристол. Just like first, hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Ова е, значи, Sue Killer, вокалистот на Onslaught. Onslaught it exists is the 1982 year, but it's the first album. In the B, it's another vocalist. You come in Onslaught in the second album.
Yeah.
The first.
Onslaught have had many vocalists over the years. Before I joined the band, I think Onslaught had about 4 or 5 vocalists. Of course, they were a punk band back in the early days.
Yeah, hardcore
punk. And yeah, I mean, as the band progressed, they felt they needed a metal singer.
Yeah.
So I got the audition and I got the job.
It's nice because before the hardcore punk band, why also could be the hardcore punk band just like Discharge, Haskell do, the many hardcore band in the beginning? Maybe you know
why.
Yeah.
I mean, they were influenced and listening to Discharge, and as you say, Discharge, The Exploited, GBH, all these British, punk bands, and they just wanted to play something similar. So they had no idea how to play instruments. I think Steve bought a cheap drum kit, and Nige bought a guitar and an amp, and off they went with no lessons, no idea of how they were going to make these songs. And that's the way it turned out. And as I said, obviously, as time went by, over two or 3 years, they progressed and were able to play their instruments. Yeah, they became what we became. So.
Yeah. Now you're the first British thrash band in the world. In the beginning, the thrash in Bay scene in USA,
yeah.
Slayer, Exodus, Metallica, and in Germany, in Europe, the SF scene, Creator, Destruction, and Sodom. But in British, to be the first band, the father of thrash metal, it's also. It's the only also to be the thrash metal. Why the British thrash scene the be just like USA and German?
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, there were other thrash bands in Britain, but they just weren't very good. And I think we just got a lucky break because we were in the right place at the right time when we recorded The Force. Of course, as you say, German thrash, American thrash was quite big, and I think we just sort of fell into the pot right then. And we were just very lucky, I think, back then. I mean, had we have happened a couple of years earlier or a year earlier, maybe it wouldn't have happened, or maybe a year later, I don't know. But luck had a lot to do with it. The band changed their style from that punk over the period of about a year and a half, and we sort of, and again then Nige and Steve were still only listening really to sort of Motorhead, and they just wanted to create that sort of Motorhead vibe with the album, but obviously that's not the way it turned out. I don't think they were influenced. Maybe Slayer influenced The Force a little, but again it was like a case of this is the way it goes. Influences come in from here, so Discharge and Slayer, and it just comes into this big pot and it clashes, and this is what you get.
You'd be in the tour with Motorhead, and we'd be in the first festivals, Diamond festivals with Motorhead.
Yeah, 1987. Excuse me a second.
Okay.
I'm trying to get there.
You have 4 albums. Exists many years. The new beginning in the 2005 year. Why the long time the pause?
Well, the band's Onslaught split up ultimately in 1991. By which time I'd gone, and they'd had 2 more vocalists after myself. so the time came and Onslaught finished. That was basically it. And then for many years, we all tried different projects. I did a couple of things, Nige did a couple of things, but nothing really worked out. So then we all sort of just fell into family life. You know, we have jobs and we have families, so you know we were quite happy doing that. And then Steve organised the meeting. Basically, our albums were still selling. He had a statement through from a record company and said, "Oh, hang on a minute, our albums are still selling here. Perhaps we can, you know, pick up on this and have another go." So we had a meeting and we decided to give it a go. The first rehearsals were terrible, absolutely terrible, but we persisted, and within a few months we'd found our feet and found our direction again. So.
But in the 2017 will be the first album for many years, The Killing Pieces, who is working with Andy Snip. Andy Snip is good producer.
Yeah,
how would it be the idea the working with Andy Snip? Because for me Andy Snip's the king of the producer, of the thrash metal. Maybe.
Well, we knew Andy from his days in Sabat, of course. I mean, he being the other British thrash band at the time. We met a few times and we became friends. So it was when we got back together and we started to write this album. We approached Andy, but Andy had already sort of said, "Yeah, of course I will. You know, there's no question. I will produce your album, of course." So it worked out very well.
You have the first DVD. Who is the working in the Polish in 2070? It's very nice. Why the working in the Polish, not from England and many?
The Poles, Metal Mind Productions, the company, they approached us. They said, "Do you want to come over to Poland, do a gig, and we'll record it?" So we said, "Yes, of course we will." Hence the DVD.
Yeah. Now you have this year. You have the album who is the best of, but it's the best of from the demo songs. It's the very short. Why from the demo era, not from?
That's right. That's right. Again, our record company said to us, maybe how would you feel about putting out some of the early demos? And so Steve got up in his up in the attic of his house and dug out all the tapes. And we sort of listened. We listened to them all, and they were all very good and good enough to put onto CD. So we sent them off to the record company, and they mastered them. And yeah, I think what was there 10 songs on there?
Yeah,
maybe 10 songs.
Very short.
Yeah, it's all very short. I know, but that's punk rock, wasn't it? You know,
yeah,
it sounds great. I mean, if you go back to like Discharge, you know, just short albums, full of aggression, and yeah, I think those early punk demos sound very good.
Short but the strong.
Absolutely.
You are the first time here in Macedonia.
Yes.
This is the second try to be in Macedonia, because the first time it woke up.
That's right.
What do you think from Macedonian and from this show?
It's very difficult to judge anywhere when you drive in, and we got to drive out again tonight. We're going to be gone by 1 o'clock in the morning. We've got to drive
Romania,
to Budapest. Yeah, it's a long drive tonight. But we're already very tired already. So it's very difficult to sort of to say anything about a city. You know, all we've seen so far is the road in and the venue, the restaurant, and then we'll be seeing the road out. So it's a pretty crazy city. I think the traffic is crazy.
What do you think from Macedonian food?
It's very good. It's very good. I mean, it's much the same as anywhere else, really. You know, I had a nice salad and a nice nice juicy burger. It was nice. Cool.
Who is the plan of the future from Onslaught? Maybe you're working in the new album, the new sounds.
Yeah, we've got during the course of 2008 now we've got some summer festivals coming up. We're playing 2 or 3 festivals in Germany, Slovenia.
In Metal Camp.
Metal Camp, yeah. Spain, Portugal. So we've got I think 6 or 8 festivals around Europe during the summer, and then later on this year we are possibly touring with Benediction, which means we will come back to Macedonia. That's
nice.
That's being planned. So yeah, that's being planned right now. So and then between now and sort of across the summer, yeah, we need to sit down and write and start to write a new album. We've got maybe one or two songs which we need to finish off. We've got lots of other ideas for other songs, so we're looking at a 45-minute, 50 minutes album again, which hopefully we will record in 2009. I'm not sure when yet, so hopefully it will be out in 2009. But I say we've been so busy. It's been awesome. You know, we've had invites to go all around the world, and it's been a great experience.
You have the new guitarist. You have the Andy.
Andy, yes, yes. Alan couldn't commit to the long-term, the touring of the band. Alan was prepared to do the festivals, which we just, you know, we fly out to Spain or Portugal or wherever it may be, and play the festival, and the next day we come back. And they're generally on weekends. But Alan couldn't commit to doing, you know, like this tour, you know, 10 days away from home with his job, etc., etc. So, as I said, we've all got jobs. We've all got very understanding employers. So we had to find a new guitarist, and Andy was the man, and he's an awesome guitarist, as you'll see tonight. He's an awesome guitarist.
You play another band, the band of the Mirror, I think so.
Mirror.
Mirror.
Yeah, that was after I left Onslaught in 1989. It took some time to form the band, and we did a few demos. Many people ask me if we'll ever release the demos. Maybe we will. I don't know.
Maybe
not. But I mean, yeah, I mean the style of music was very different from Onslaught. We did more in Queensryche.
Oh, progressive, just another style.
Sort of progressive. Yeah, progressive stuff.
Nice.
And my voice was very much like Jeff Tate.
Yeah, it's nice.
Cool.
You must listen.
Yeah. Maybe one day.
And what do you say for the end of this interview?
I'd like to thank you guys very much. I mean, it's as I say, unfortunately, we haven't had an awful lot of time to see the country. We drove in, we drive out, but next time we will like to stay a bit longer, maybe, you know, do some more shows, do 2 shows, 3 shows, I don't know. Is there some big cities in Macedonia other big cities, or yeah, maybe? But thank you very much. Well, everybody's come to the show tonight. Thank you very much. Thrash!